Hey guys, welcome to the Muji, wow. Hey guys, welcome to the Muji haul part 2, Electric Boogaloo. We are taking a look at the paper products today. We've got some super cute and overpriced Post-it notes because it says 380 yen and I paid $5 for those. Paper flags and a small smattering of other paper products. Alright, first things first, I guess we're going to take a look at the sticky business. So we've got these cute cat sticky notes here. And I really wasn't paying as much attention as I should have been because I would not have paid $5 for these, but I did. You can call me a fool because that's what I am. Oh, alright. So they're not actually attached to this cardboard backing. They are fairly free-floating. They appear to be die cut and you really don't get very many considering we just paid $5 for all 3 packets. And the sticky seems to be in the middle of the cat rather than at the top of the cat. That tends to be my least favorite type of post-it or sticky note because those tend to curl a lot and don't ever want to lay flat. So they're cute but disappointing and kind of a waste of my money. And then these are these little mini sticky notes or flags, and it says 210 yen considering what I paid for these. And there is no backing in these, so if you take them out, they're just kind of out. We'll pull one out for reference. They appear to be gummed at the top about halfway through. Now, and you get a lot more of these than you did with the cats. I wonder why the cats are so dang expensive. Nextly, we have more sticky notes because I just have no restraint. 350 yen. I'm sure I paid more for these than that. They look like some translucent sticky notes I have, and they didn't have any on display. And oh man, you guys, I am so, oh no, they are awesome. This is what I wanted. These are translucent vellum sticky notes. So you know how artists will sometimes put sticky notes in their sketchbooks to do a redraw? This is a very easy way to do that. So I specifically did want the transparent ones, and I have paid more on Mochi something for a similar product that is, I think I may have gotten more of them though. Next, we have some postcard paper, and it is cotton pulp. Wow, 10% or more cotton pulp. I believe it was advertised as cotton pulp paper, and this was 105 yen. Alright, so we've got this cotton paper, or at least paper with some cotton content to it. And let's see, I paid 105 yen. How many sheets did we get? I don't actually know. This will be interesting. Ooh, it feels a little bit like origami paper. I wonder if this could be used for like light watercolor washes. It's like a light cardstock. So that's something I will have to play with a little bit more. Then I also got 2 small notebooks. Let's see, the smaller one was 74 yen, the larger yen. It's got paper, probably decent for fountain pens. So I'll demonstrate that for you guys in a bit. And then finally, I got a that was 367 yen, so about $4, which has, what's surprising is it basically has the same paper as this, about the weight, like drawing weight. It's the Marman or Holbein watercolor sketchbooks, just much cheaper version of that. So we have a few tests to do. A watercolor test, or at least a water media test of some sort, and then a fountain pen test, and then we should just probably test a few things in this to see what works. And it has, the cover is 100% recycled paper. Inner pages include 10% or more recycled paper. And it doesn't say how many pages are inside. Alright, so I have Justice League assembled quite a few materials, including a number of fountain pens. And they haven't been used in a while, so this might be a horrible surprise where none of them work. We'll find out together though, right? Best use of y'all's time. Right, that one needs to be cleaned and is leaving marks on me as retribution. That'll work. And that's got a water-based diamine ink in it. That'll work. That also needs to be cleaned. Also needs to be cleaned. Okay, so we've got the small notebook, and I assume anything that will work in the small notebook will work in the larger notebook. Already made a mark in it, in fact, by accident. So we're going to do a little testing. Any bleed through? No bleed through. Sorry, I end up off camera. I'm used to working with the camcorder, but sometimes I do like to do something really quick. Alright, this might not work. This one might just need to be completely cleaned out, especially because it's getting all over me. And this one has pigmented ink in it, and it puts down a lot of pigment ink in it. So this is a good test to see no bleed through, impressively, though you can't see through the page. I mean, the pages are pretty thin. It is a $1 notebook, and it will take a little while for that to dry. And then this one may not work. It's got iron gall ink in it. Nope. Alright, so for a cursory test, it seems that fountain pen is not a problem for this little notebook, which is pretty good to know. I know a lot of you fountain pen users are always interested in notebooks and sketchbooks that you can doodle in, write in, etc. that doesn't soak through the page. We do need to let the Feuille de Menin dry, however, since it's on there pretty thickly. Alright, so it's had a chance to dry. Doesn't appear to have any issues, so this works well with fountain pens for those of you who are interested in using fountain pens in this notebook. Next up, we've got some Copic markers. I'm just going to do really quick blending. Alright, get a little bit of muddiness over there. But that's not horribly surprising. And there is a significant amount of bleed through. Again, not surprising because this is such a thin notebook paper. And then, given how thin this is, I can't really see watercolor doing well. We'll zoom in a bit and use one of these gel pens, also from Muji. Decently well. Feels like it might want to tear through the paper, but not the biggest deal in the world. Alright, so moving on, we're going to take a look at these cotton. I say cotton, it says may contain up to 10% cotton. Take a look at these. We're going to sacrifice one of our sheets as our general tester. We don't really get many of them either. Let's zoom in for you guys. There we go. Alright, so I've got a brush pin here. And there seems to be enough texture on the paper that it'll dry brush a little bit. I've got some fountain pens. Actually reminds me of Holbein's watercolor paper in this regard. That's a pigment-based ink. It's getting a little blobby. Alright, next up, Copics. I'm going to do a bit of a blend test. Hopefully this paper can handle layering a little bit better. It doesn't really seem to. I'm getting some weird stuff, in fact. Alright, so maybe not the best paper for your Copic markers. The Muji gel pens seem to work okay on it. And now I want to do a little bit of watercolor, but I don't really want to go all the way into doing real watercolor. So I'm going to grab one of these dye-based watercolor markers. This is a Spectrum Aqua. Do a little swatch. That seems to work okay so far. Then we're going to add a little water. See how temperamental this paper is. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see it, but it doesn't blend out cleanly. We still have that initial area. It may be more like origami paper, where we just layer and layer and layer. Unfortunately, that's going to require more testing. And as of yet, the only thing that has bled through has been the Copic marker. Alright, so this has had a chance to dry. We didn't really work it too hard, as you can see, hopefully. Our alcohol markers dry kind of muted on this. And the stock itself doesn't dry significantly warped. So I may try doing something with fountain pen and watercolor with this paper. It may be, not that I have access to it, but for those of you who do live near Muji, it may be a fun thing to play with. So we end our little overview here with the sketchbook that I picked up from Muji, and it's got perforated pages and a tie closure with very thin front chipboard and much thicker back chipboard. So I'm going to run a similar gamut of tests here where I've got our fountain pens, which already seem to work fine. Those work fine on this paper. Let's grab one of their gel pens. In fact, while we're here, might as well test all the colors for alcohol marker compatibility. They write pretty well too. I mean, to be fair, this is brand new, but there was no difficulty in getting them started. No dead ones. No, not really much skipping or stopping. Not hard to get them started. So a lot of the problems that are really common, and a lot of the problems that are the reason I don't care for ballpoint pens, don't really seem to be present in these, which is nice. And plus, they come in a really wide range of pretty colors. Alrighty, so let's grab a couple different alcohol markers, and we're just gonna just gonna scrub. That's a max speed. Black moves a little bit. Here's a Blick Studio. Black moves less with this. Copic Chow. Yeah. Although this needs to be refilled. That's about dry. Not really any movement with those. Let's grab a Prismacolor. Yeah, black one seems to be the only one that moves at all, and it's pretty negligible. And I bet if we let it dry overnight, it would be pretty much non-existent. Time to flip the page and do the Copic, I'm so sorry, Copic test. This paper actually seems to be the best for Copics that I've tested in this little quick review. Yeah, can actually do a little bit of blending with these. It's nice. Let's see how bad the bleeding is. It's there. Might want to put a protective sheet in between. And then we've got some watercolor. Paper has a slight bit of texture to it, not a whole lot. Paper does get scrubby when you add water though. So if you're going to use water-based media in this little sketchbook, you really want to keep your washes light. You want to keep things simple. Alright, finally we've got the translucent sticky notes, feel like vellum. Slight resist with fountain pens so far. Ooh, that one doesn't want to write at all. So there's a coating on this that may not make it feasible for art purposes because the ink so far wants to bead up and seems like it would take a long time drying. It might be fun with Copics because you're gonna get an interesting effect. I wouldn't expect it to behave like regular Copic paper, however. And then let's test out a couple of their gel pens. These handle okay. And then let's grab two of Alright, so the pigment ink is taking a really long time to dry. It seems that ink sit on the surface of this paper rather than soaking in. I'm going to just, I was going to lick my fingertip, but that's kind of gross. I'm just going to use a water brush here. And these are going to be water soluble regardless. So we're going to, oh, that still has. But yeah. So another interesting thing about this paper, since the ink just sits on top, even the ones that are waterproof, you do get ink movement. And then the ones that are water soluble move almost entirely off the paper. And then we're going to grab Copic blender. Yep. So this could actually be used as an inexpensive sort of like palette, except you could be using a craft sheet like this for the same purposes. And let me see if I can get a color pencil really quick. Alright, finally we have a color pencil. This is just a Prismacolor color pencil. Moderately buttery on this. It's fine. Not quite like doing tracing paper, It's an interesting paper, and it's probably got like a wax coating to it because it's not even really buckling too much other than right here with the water that's been added. So that was an overview of the paper products that I picked up from Muji this weekend. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and if you live near Muji, it might be worth your time to swing on by. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you check out my other overview videos. Bye guys!